Before we get started with today's video, we'd just like to offer you a free online evaluation of your property. If you're interested in knowing the value of your home, just go to vancouverhousevalues.net, fill out the form, and we will instantly email you out the value of your home. I'm Jamie Hooper with RE/MAX Crest and jamiehooper.com. And before we get started with our video, I'd just like to remind you, if you get any value out of these videos, any enjoyment, please just either click on the like button if you like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or even like our Facebook page. We always appreciate your comments and interaction. So we're going to talk about the market statistics as we always do, but just quickly, I'd like to talk on something that I normally won't make comments on things that I see in the media all the time, but lately I've seen a numerous amount of comments about how realtors control pricing in this market. And I have to say, that's just so completely untrue. If anyone understands the principles of supply and demand, you'll understand that realtors are just the brokers. They're the people that negotiate the contract. Prices are not determined by realtors. Prices are determined by buyers. Buyers are the ones that control pricing in the real estate market. I very seldom have a seller say to me, "Hey, Jamie, come on in and price my home and we'll just make this thing go and we'll get $300,000 more than it's worth." It doesn't work that way. What a realtor is in a market like we had earlier this year, essentially those realtors are auctioneers. And what I mean by that is what we would do when the market is on fire, like it was through February, March, and April of this year, we would deliberately under the price a little bit just from what the last comparable sales were. And we knew that the market was still rising. Now bear in mind, remember that we are hired by the seller to get them the highest dollar we can for their home. So there's things that we do to help them present their home properly, to make the price very appealing to a great amount of people. And that's what we did. And that is what creates that auction situation. So earlier this year, what it did was it drove prices up. And what's eventually happened here is now inventories have risen to a level to where the market is tapered off. And that isn't really working anymore. So now you'll see homes that'll be priced probably slightly above what the last sales were when they came through. It's kind of like if you went to a fair or a market, I should say, and there was a cart of oranges there. Earlier this year, there was probably only 10 or 20 oranges, but there was 150 people that wanted to buy oranges. And what happens is the price for the oranges goes up. Well, now there's plenty of oranges for everyone, and everybody can get an orange eventually. So now the prices for the oranges have tapered off. And if it gets to the point where there's way more oranges than there are buyers, then the price of those oranges will come down. It's the same principle for real estate. So anyway, I'll get off my high horse now and we'll talk a little about the real estate market and what transpired over the month of June. So as I've said, inventories continued to rise for about a 3 or 4 month period, and now they seem to have plateaued out. One of those reasons is it's summertime, and it slows down naturally around this time of year anyway. So that's one of the reasons. We'll probably see things, inventory might even come down a little bit over the next couple of months. Then what we'll see is through September and October and maybe November, inventories rise, and then it'll slow down again over the Christmas season and whatnot. What are sales going to do? That's the big question. Are they going to come back strong like they have been all along? We'll see once we get to that point. So what also has happened here is for the first time, prices didn't take a big jump up last month, in the month of June. Prices have flattened out. Now, because there's more inventory and less sales and the market is slowing down, it doesn't mean it's a bubble market or the market is crashing. What it just means, it is leveling out. And when we get to the fall time, if it continued to slow down a little bit, you might see prices start to soften a little bit. What this is right now, it's a great time for people who have become frustrated looking for properties this spring. I actually wrote an offer in Port Coquitlam last weekend where I was the only realtor involved, only one offer on a new listing. You're starting to see some of those things around. So thanks again for taking the time to listen to this video. We'll be back to speak with you again soon. I'm Jamie Hooper with RE/MAX Crest, and don't forget to click on the like or the thumbs up button or make a comment.